Have you ever wondered how we could take math, off the flat, boring page and turn it into something dynamic, something students can actually interact with? Well, today, we're diving into a blueprint for the modern math classroom. And it's all inspired by a really forward-thinking university course that shows us exactly how to do it. This right here, this is the big question, isn't it? For, generations, teachers have struggled with this. How to make something like algebra or calculus feel real, feel tangible. It's the core challenge we're tackling today. So where are we getting all this from? Well, our guide for this is coming straight from the source, a university course from Sultan Idris Education University. It was specifically designed to train teachers on how to weave technology right into the very heart of their math lessons. Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to start by totally reimagining what a math class can even look like. Then we'll get into the frameworks that actually guide us. After that, we'll check out the power tools that make math visual, expand the teacher's toolkit, and finally, take a little peek into the future of math education. All right, first up, let's talk about the big shift. And this is not just about swapping a blackboard for a smartboard. No, it's about changing the entire vibe of the classroom, moving from students passively listening to them actively discovering. And here's the key thing to remember. We're not using tech just to do the same old things a little bit faster. We're using it to create brand new ways for students to really get mathematical ideas. It's all about building that gut feeling for math, not just memorizing a bunch of formulas. And yeah, this slide lays out the mission perfectly. The whole point is to give students the power to explore these concepts for themselves, to use what the course calls visual investigation to figure out why a theorem works. This totally flips the script, making it all about student-led, inquiry-based learning where they're the ones asking the questions. Now, you can't just throw a bunch of iPads into a classroom and hope for the best, right? You need a plan, and that's where these pedagogical frameworks come in. Let's look at two key models that give some real structure to all of this. So the course brings up two really powerful models, TPACK and SAMR, and here's a super simple way to think about them. TPACK is like the essential ingredients a teacher needs to have, and SAMR? Well, SAMR is like a ladder that helps you see how much the tech is actually changing the game. So let's break down TPACK first. It stands for Technological Pedagogical Content Knowledge, which is a mouthful, I know. But it's basically about that perfect sweet spot where three things overlap. Your content, which is the math itself, your pedagogy, which is how you teach, and your technology, the digital tools you're using. The goal is to live in that sweet spot, right in the middle where all three come together. Then you've got the SAMR model, that ladder we talked about. This thing is so useful. It helps you look at your lessons and ask, okay, am I just substituting a paper worksheet with a PDF? Or am I truly redefining the task, doing something that would have been completely impossible without the tech? It's all about climbing that ladder from a simple upgrade to a total transformation. All right, enough with the theory. Now for the fun part. Let's get practical and look at the actual software that can turn these abstract math concepts into something students can see and touch and, actually play with. This quote from the course syllabus just says it all, doesn't it? Instead of a student just being told a theorem is true, they can discover it for themselves by investigating it visually. That is an absolute game changer for getting that deep down understanding. And tools like GeoGebra and Desmos are right at the heart of this. Just picture it. A student isn't just plotting points for y equals 2x plus 1. They're grabbing a little slider for that 2 and physically dragging it, watching the line get steeper and flatter right in front of their eyes. They're not just solving for y anymore. They're building this intuitive gut-level connection between the formula and what it actually looks like. It just makes everything from graph transformations to trig come alive. But hey, a modern math class is about so much more than just graphing. The toolkit that's out there today can spark collaboration, engagement, and even a ton of creativity. So let's check out some of the other tools the course highlights. Math doesn't have to be this lonely, solo sport. When you use platforms like Google Classroom or a digital whiteboard like Jamboard, students can all jump in together on tough problems in real time. They can share their strategies and build understanding as a group. And whoever said practice has to be a chore? Gamification apps, think Kahoot, quizzes, Bookit, they completely transform review sessions into these high-energy, competitive games. Believe me, student engagement and motivation go through the roof. And of course, AI is becoming this incredible teaching assistant. The syllabus shows how teachers can use something like ChatGPT to instantly dream up relevant, real-world math problems, or use Canva to whip up some custom visuals. or even design smarter digital tests with tools like Google Forms. So, with all these incredible tools at our fingertips, you have to wonder, where is math education headed? Let's wrap up by looking at the emerging technologies that are just now starting to make their way into the classroom. The course looks ahead to some seriously immersive stuff. I mean, imagine students putting on a headset and literally stepping inside a 3D geometric shape to understand its properties. Or using a phone's camera with augmented reality to project the perfect arc of a basketball shot right there on the court. I mean, this is the future of making math feel real. So, look, if you take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. The real power of tech in the math classroom, it's not about the fancy gadgets. It's the huge shift it allows, moving away from a teacher just giving out information to students actively building and constructing their own understanding. By putting these amazing tools into our students' hands, we're not just teaching them math anymore. We're giving them a whole new lens to see and make sense of the world. So the only question that's really left is, what will they discover?